Have you wondered why dental surgery seems so expensive or why some procedures succeed while others fail? Stick around because in this video, we're diving into why this channel might just change the way you think about dental care. My name is Derek Mosley and welcome to Behind the Smile. This channel is all about uncovering the truth behind dental surgery and the industry as a whole, patient care, and the amazing advancements in technology that are changing lives every single day. A while back, my dad was dealing with some of the worst tooth pain a person could possibly imagine. We found out that he had periodontal disease. Now, if you don't know what that is, let me explain. Periodontal disease is a serious gum infection that damages the soft tissue in your mouth, and it destroys the bone that actually holds your teeth in. It's one of the leading causes of tooth loss in adults, and specifically African Americans. In my dad's case, it was causing his teeth to loosen and his bone to deteriorate. The pain was unbearable, and he desperately needed surgery. See, that set me off on a deep dive. I wanted to make sure he found the best surgeon and the options possible. See, that process wasn't easy. So I joined Facebook and Reddit groups, reading stories from people who were just like my dad. It felt like there were so many unanswered questions. What makes a great dental surgeon? What am I supposed to eat after surgery? When can I drink wine? What food should I avoid? How do I even know if I'm getting a fair price? These are the questions I've seen people like you asking. So it just so happens that my youngest daughter, she's in the first grade, and she's in class with a girl whose dad is a dental surgeon. Come to find out, he's actually a widely respected one in his industry, and he's right here in Southern Ohio. I lucked out. I figured, what do I have to lose? So I reached out to him with some questions. So he agreed to meet me for lunch. We talked about our families, faith, business, and what I found completely blew me away. You see, his approach to patient care and this drive to raise the standard of dentistry in our region, in one special case he had done pro bono, I was blown away. And it was like anything I had even expected. This wasn't just a business for him. It was his calling. And the more I learned about his work, the more I realized how much misinformation and confusion actually exists out there. That's when the idea for this channel hit me. There are so many people, patients, caregivers, and even family members like myself who are searching for answers but have no idea where to turn. I wanted to bridge that gap by getting answers straight from the source. You see, at the same time my dad had been to another surgeon for a consult and had surgery. He already had dentures on the top plus partial on the bottom, but he was still unhappy with the results. He had spent thousands of dollars and yet he still wasn't satisfied. After everything I had just learned from this surgeon, I told my dad, you gotta go see this guy. I really think he can fix what you're not happy with. And after everything you've been through, Pops, you deserve that. I was confident once he saw what this surgeon could do, he'd want to move forward with it. And that's exactly what's happening. So I sat down with my dad to talk about his experience, what went right, what went wrong, and what led him to start searching for a surgeon in the first place. I never asked you this question. For you, when did you first first start finding out that like your teeth were loose?
It's been a few years ago. Matter of fact, it's been more than 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. One of my upper front teeth started, it kept like I was getting an abscess in that area. And so when I did go to a dentist to have it looked at, they said that I had a, infection and they gave me some antibiotics. It went away, but then it came back. And now not just that tooth was affected, then the one next to it, and it just transferred on over and over. But this one became more loose and more loose. And then some of my bottom ones started to become loose. First I had a deep cleaning, and that kind of helped a little bit, cleaned up some things. But then it came back, and the only thing I was getting done was the regular checkup, getting the cleanings and things like that. But it never helped, the looseness of my teeth to go away. And so what I did, I had one tooth that was so loose, it was like a kid, you know, when they losing a tooth, and they said, Mom or Dad, pull it out. That's how one of my bottom teeth was so. And so I had that taken care of, and the dentist told me, said, well, this is what's going to happen. He said, you know, that's going to affect your upper teeth, and it's going to move. And I said, yeah, but I was just trying to get some relief. And then the front one up top, it became so loose, I couldn't bite on anything. I had it from the side. Then I could chew, but I couldn't bite on anything. I couldn't even bite a piece of paper because it was so painful and everything. It was so loose. And when that happened, I just made it up in my mind. I said, listen, you know, Paradigm said, well, we could do this for $2,300 and we can do this deep insert, this laser, whatever, but you're not guaranteeing me that this is going to work. And I wasn't going to give you $2,300 for something that's not going to work. And so in the process of that, I went on and went back to my primary doctor or dental, and he recommended, when you go, you need to go ahead and have this taken care of. So he recommended me to an oral surgeon in Chillicothe, and he sent the x-rays to the oral surgeon there, and he said, yes, he did an x-ray, but it wasn't as deep in detail as Dr. Graf. Dr. Graf's x-ray showed all the infection in detail. And with that, I went back to the surgeon in Chillicothe, and he did the surgery on my upper, and he did the surgery on the bottom, but the top was going to be for a full plate, and the bottom was just going to be for a partial. I'm satisfied with the partial. Partial, not a problem.
That's in the bottom, right?
The bottom. It's just the upper. And so I take it out because it's glued and with the adhesive. And after I take that out, the adhesive, I got to take a brush to get the glue out because I'm not satisfied when eating with it up top. But when I take that out, it's no problem. But when we get back to the periodontal disease, my mom and my dad both had it.
Really?
My dad had it real bad, but my dad never did have got his teeth pulled. And I know with my dad's habits, my dad had periodontal disease, but my dad tobacco.
Grandpa smoked?
He would,
like cigars?
He would smoke a cigar. If I didn't see a cigar, he had a pipe. If he didn't have a pipe, I'd see him smoke a Winston cigarette. But it was always tobacco, but most of all, he always used snuff.
Oh, okay.
My two younger sisters, both of them, all their teeth. My brothers, except for my one brother, they all had theirs taken out. So all this genetic thing is just passed down. You know, I'd say I kept mine the longest. I will say that I didn't floss like I should have. If I had known back then what I know now, I would have took better care. But brings me to this point where I'm at now.
How many different surgeons? Did you only go to the one in Chillicothe?
Only one in Chillicothe.
For the denture that you have, like what level of functionality? Like, so like if you go to, you says it's almost like more comfortable just to take it out in order to eat, right?
Right.
Yeah. I wanted to know, lastly, the difference of your consult process and like the information you was given, where you went first versus, what was like, was there a difference in the process that they went through for you to kind of figure out what was wrong, how to fix it, and like your options?
Well, Dr. Graf was very informative in detail. What, how, why, or how this works and how it would work for me, and wanted to know my why. And my why was, it was just not, because I'm in front of a lot of people, constantly, not just preaching, but officiating basketball. I'm constantly talking to people, interacting with people. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is just that I can't enjoy, certain things I eat. Not, I don't eat a lot of things that I used to eat anyway. But just to say, if I wanted an apple or some kernel corn, I can't do it. It's just not there. Everything I'm eating is soft.
Yeah, it's gonna change your whole lifestyle. Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. So I'm grateful that, God brought me before Dr. Graf, because he always asks, about you, and how you were doing and so forth. And so I know he said, he's eager to help.
I keep these in and I take them out, clean them and put them back in. I sleep with them, but it's the top that I have a problem with. And unless you have, like, one of the deacons in the church, I asked him, I said, Deacon Albert, I says, you got a problem? He said, yeah, Bishop. He said, but man, I take mine out to eat with them. Well, I can't eat with mine. He said, but then I'll put them back in. I don't know if one dentist, whoever does theirs, is better than the next. I don't know. But I paid out quite a bit of money.
Right.
And I'm not satisfied. And, and I could go back and tell them, hey, this ain't working.
Right.
Then they have to go through the whole process again to get fitted. And my thing is the palate.
Right. Because you described it as being like a
football
mouthpiece.
A fawn. And you know how it is, your mouth fills with saliva. It's the same way.
Oh, Lord.
It's the same way. So when I'm talking, like Sunday I preach, I had to do that. Every time my mouth started filling up with saliva. Or if I have to cough and I spit up phlegm, guess what happens? Well, that part of the palate of the denture, you have a gap, and then my stuff was getting up underneath it. I said, no, I can't have that. And I take a quote from one of the late bishops. He said, I want to live as long as I can and die when I can't help it. So I don't want to let this be the problem why I die, And so I'm just, looking to have something done sooner than later.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the main thing. And I appreciate, you, Dr. Graf, that's in the position to help, and I believe the Lord gonna make a way.
Yeah. I know he is.
Yeah.
Love you, Dave. Love you too, guys.
Hearing my dad's story made it even more clear. This is a world most people don't fully understand, and because of that, they don't always know what's best for them or their loved ones when it comes to dental surgery. That's why I knew this channel had to happen. So what's the goal here? It all comes down to education. Education covering three main things. 1, dentistry, the practice. This includes everything from patient health, pre and post surgery care, and how practices are actually run behind the scenes from front to back. Number 2, technology. We're going to dive into the tools and innovations that make modern dental surgery possible, from 3D imaging to cutting edge implant systems, and actually how they elevate the results of the surgeon. Number 3, business of dentistry. Understanding the costs, pricing models, and financial decisions that influence both patients and the dental practices to charge what they charge. By breaking down these topics, my goal is to empower you or someone you care about to avoid being taken advantage of, find the best care possible, and truly understand the good and bad of the dental industry. With this knowledge, you'll be equipped to make confident, informed decisions for yourself or your loved ones when it comes to dental care. Look, I've seen so many heartbreaking stories right on Facebook groups and Reddit. People getting botched surgeries, wasting tens of thousands of dollars and suffering in silence because they didn't know their options. That's not okay. I want this channel to be a resource. So whether it's you, a parent, a grandparent, or someone else in your life that needs surgery, you'll have the knowledge to make confident decisions. Now here's the best part. I'm bringing you along for this journey. And that surgeon I spoke about earlier, the one with the big heart that wants to raise the standard of care in our region and is driven for perfection in his cases, that's Dr. Thomas Graf. And he's given me an all-access pass to his practice, Graf Dental Surgery. We're going to go behind the scenes to meet his team, see his technology, and answer the big questions people have about dental surgery. So, if you've got questions, drop them in the comments. Send them to the email listed in the description below. I'm going to do my best to get you the answers you need straight from the expert himself. If this video helped you, imagine what it could do for someone out there who's struggling, someone in pain, ashamed of their smile or feeling invisible. Maybe they've been told there's nothing more they can do. Maybe they feel like a nobody, like their confidence, their joy, their sense of self is gone. But here's the truth. Anybody can help them, but they haven't found that somebody yet. Maybe that somebody is you. Look, YouTube decides who else sees this, but you have the power to make sure the right person finds it. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to see it. In a world full of nobodies, somebody is waiting on you to be the one that lifts them up. Be that somebody today. God bless.